good.
You have created a monster and it will destroy you. She's alive! Alive!
I am Dracula.
Welcome, Monster Kids and Manorites. We're back for another episode of Monster Manor. And I know what you're thinking. Why are they broadcasting on a Monday? They're normally on Saturday. And it's because we're doing a very special thing called the Road to Fantasm. And for the next, basically until the show, we're going to have quite a few of the guests that you'll get to meet at Fantasm. And tonight, we have a really nice one, and I know you're going to enjoy the heck out of this. Our new friend, Tamara Glynn.
Hello. Hi, everybody. There you are, the magic of the internet. How are you?
Very good.
Firstly, I want to say I am so excited to be on your show, and thank you guys for having me. I am so honored, and I am so ready to get to Orlando. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend. So what I told you, this is a different show than most horror podcasts. What I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, is go back to your first kind of inkling that this was something you wanted to do in your life.
Oh, man. I mean, that goes back 45 years ago. You know, and the ongoing, the thing that continues just baffling me today, to say the least, is how I went from, I grew up singing in church. I grew up singing church solos. I grew up in this little tiny town in Arkansas. I grew up on a farm, and it's just really how all of that led me to horror. I think I said that right, because sometimes when I say it, it sounds like horror, but it's horror. I always have to watch my Southern accent with that. But yeah, I mean, this all started, actually, I did my first national commercial when I was 12. And I did that for Gloria Vanderbilt. And long story short, I was down in Miami on a project down there, and a talent agent from LA was there. He approached my mom and said, I think she would really do well in California. And I was from a little tiny town in Arkansas. Like I said, I grew up on a farm. We had cows, chickens. Never ate a store-bought egg until I moved to California. That should tell you a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, you know, it's just been such a beautiful ride, a beautiful journey, all of these years. And in addition to that, you know, I've owned 2 full-service multimedia production companies. So, you know, I've paid my dues dearly, and I don't think there's anything. I mean, I've gaffed, I've gripped,
Yes.
You know, I've done crafty.
Oh,
you know, so yeah.
You're a woman after my own heart. Absolutely. You have to wear a lot of hats, though, don't you?
You do. And it's best. I was always big in, and the way indie is today, back in the day, like I was so intrigued at how all the pieces would come together.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's more than, I think there's a lot of people out there still to this day that think you just roll up and it's just the director and an actor and maybe a camera or two. And, well, the writer had to write the script, but, and this day it's, back when I was in this, starting out in the early 80s, I mean, it was the big dog and pony show.
Yes.
I mean, you had the 1 ton, the 2 ton, the camera truck, the mohos, you had everything. And this day it's just so amazing because people pull up in their Prius and they pull their phone out and they're like, okay, we're going to make a movie. And you're like, oh, okay. So it's technology has really changed so much.
I remember the first time I walked on a set and the guy brought out the camera and put it on the tripod. And it was literally like this, tiny. And I'm used to the big ones. I mean, blew my mind. But it's good because it's now accessible. It's the equivalent of back in our day when you had the little Super 8mm camera and you were making movies with your friends.
It's a totally, every day I just shake my head because it is just, it was, what happened was, and I always kind of compared this to eBay, eBay in the beginning, everyone had a niche. You would go there to find certain kinds of items and all of that stuff. And then everyone starts uploading and selling on eBay. And it's kind of in a way, with all of these streaming platforms, it's kind of the same thing in film now because, they made the cameras where they were affordable to consumers. So, yeah.
That's anything that makes art more accessible, whatever it is, I'm for. So you mentioned that you were in Hollywood young. Everyone knows about, or at least if they're fans of yours, they know about your turn on Growing Pains.
Right.
But you had a series that you started even before that is a little bit less known. Could you tell us about that?
Which one are you talking about?
There was one that I read, and this was like when you're doing your really deep, the deep looking here. There was a very little known show that you were in, and it was, let's see here.
Was it
Rags to Riches? Was this really a thing that you were in?
That was a thing I was in, and Barbara Eden was the star of Rags to Riches. So
that must have been like a really limited release. I don't remember ever seeing that, but that would have been a heck of a cast.
It didn't. Yeah, it's been on the shelf life has certainly. Yeah, it's expired now.
I'm sure it'll wind up at least at some point on streaming television, but that I had to ask you about because I had never heard of that. Rags to Riches. And then, of course, you were on Growing Pains, and that was a rather big production. It was well known by the time you were on it, correct?
Yeah. It was one of the top sitcoms. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I did an episode of Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Nightmares.
Yes.
The TV series. And that's come back around now. I'm hearing more and more from fans that for a long time, no one could find it anywhere. But now I hear that it has successfully resurfaced. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm just forever grateful. And then boom, here comes, my first movie ever in Hollywood, which was, Halloween 5.
Right. That's a big one to debut in, really. If you have to come out in a big movie, that's one. But before that, did you have any interest in horror, or did you kind of look at it as, well, this is just a job? Did you like all the classic monsters and that sort of thing?
My mom, God rest her soul, my mom is the one that introduced me to horror. And thanks, Mom. But, I always had a fascination with it. And, it was really, I mean, I was always just kind of mesmerized and curious and intrigued by it. It was really weird. I was I was packing to go to Miami to do I had a cameo in the last Miami Vice ever. And so I was packing to go down to Miami and do that. My mom was Michael Mann's executive assistant, the executive producer of Miami Vice Crime Story, all of those accolades. And so I get a call from my agent or my manager, one of them. And they're like, hey, you've got an audition tomorrow for Halloween 5. And I'm like, it's Halloween, Mom, it's Halloween. Because my mom had taken me to the theater, you know, when I was like 10 years old or whatever to see, you know, the original. And I was just like, that was just like the coolest thing at 20 years old to hear that you're going to just have this beautiful opportunity to audition. So I go in the next day. They put me on tape. The crew, they had already, production was just within days of like gearing up in Salt Lake City. So I went in, I got the character. I mean, Samantha was oozing from my pores, you know. So then I fly down to Miami. I do the last episode ever in Miami Vice. And then I actually got the call while I was in Miami that I had booked Halloween 5. So yeah, it was like, bye, Don. Bye, Philip. I'm gonna go get killed by Michael Myers. See ya.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's like not even walking through the door, that's busting it down and saying, here I am, really.
Yeah, it was you know, those were, I mean, such amazing times. And, you know, after Halloween 5, because and also 90210, that was between Jenny Garth and myself. And we went to network over that. Of course, they didn't book me. They booked Jenny, and I was so proud for her. But shortly after that,
we lost her. She's gone again.
What's that?
She's gone again.
Audio or?
All of it.
Well, tell you what, for those of you that are still here, we'll use this as an opportunity to go to our first commercial break. Before we do, I would like to thank one of our good friends and sponsors, Graveyard Offerings. You can check out their website as well. They're a sponsor of this segment of Monster Manor.
There I am. Wait, there I am. Okay, I'm back.
Oh, we got her.
Okay, I'm back. Yay! I missed y'all.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We were just going to roll with it until you came back. So
getting ready to go to commercial.
Yes, we are about ready to go to commercial.
About 2 minutes till commercial.
Yes. When we come back, though, I want to talk about the impact that had on your life and all of the cascading effects that came from that, because you've been on series, you've been on other movies, you've produced and directed. So I don't want people to think that you were only Halloween 5. There's so much more to Tamara Glynn.
Yeah, there is.
Well, we're going to talk about that as soon as we come back after this short break on Monster Manor.
And I'm excited.
Hi, this is Jackal Howard.
This is Douglas Tate.
You are totally watching Monster Manor TV. Keep watching.
We're back.
Thank you for bearing with us through that short commercial break. We're back with Tamara Glynn, for those of you guys that are just joining us. And before the break, we were talking about her inspiration, what got her into film, and then of course her film work on with Michael Myers. No slouch in the horror industry. Here comes Halloween 5, busts down the doors, and she's like the new heroine. So let's join again with Tamara Glynn.
So I've got to just go back because I talk and I go boom really fast. So let's go back. My first ambition in life, honestly, I wanted to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Then I find out that they make $14 a game.
What?
Yeah, at the time, yeah, they made $14 a game, and I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
So I felt that because Dallas is just so close to me, and almost everyone in Arkansas, we all root for the Cowboys, always have, always will, since we don't have a professional team here. So I just thought it would be cool being a cheerleader. And then I mean, yeah.
Why not? I mean, that's a lot of people have started that, and they have, had very good careers. I never, ever, ever want to put down sports, wrestling, any of that, because there is such talent that comes from that.
Right. So yeah.
I'm excited to talk about this phase, because now we're talking post Halloween 5. What was it like? You go on that huge film, and then you go back to regular life. Were people knocking your door all the time or giving you calls all the time trying to get auditions?
I had I had one of the best agents and personal managers in the industry at the time. And they were very protective, as well as my mom. I was very sheltered. You hear so much about California in this industry and casting couches and all of that. And, that is something that I never experienced it.
Thank God.
So, yeah, I mean, that, yeah. And then too, my management team, because in order to have a manager, you need to have a career and you need to be working for them to have something to manage. And so I really had so much respect for her, because she's like, you need to work. When you're 16, you are going to get a job. So you will understand. You need to learn that in life. And so, yeah, I did that, and I just kept going on auditions and working. And, when the casting for 902 was going on, I mean, I went on 12 callbacks.
Wow.
12. And then finally, because you have to sign the contracts beforehand. So when they do finally say, okay, this is who we want, the agents can't start fighting with producers on money. So all of the contracts are signed on the forefront. And yeah, I mean, I'm so proud, like I said, of Jenny. It was not meant to be. The universe did not want me to have that role. And shortly after Halloween 5, my mom and I did move back to Arkansas because my grandfather had cancer, and my grandparents had a huge cattle farm. So family first, as they say, you can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl. And that's just, so I came home and I started working for production companies here in Arkansas. And yeah, I mean, I've always been in this. I mean, it's just something that is in my blood. Naturally, it's in my blood. So.
Yes. Well, I think that is kind of imprinted on you at an early age. You kind of know what you want to do. And then I think life kind of beats that out of you a little bit. So it's a very lucky few that get to do what they dreamed of doing.
Well, too, I think what happened in my situation is that my mom worked 90 hours a week, or at the time, Michael Mann was the Hollywood executive producer. And, if I wanted to see my mom, I literally had to go to her office to see her because she she worked. So a lot was instilled in me from a work ethic perspective at a very young age, and I learned so much. I learned, number one, that time is money, money is time, and I saw the degree of work that Michael Mann invested in every project, and I fully understood, what it took to attain that level of success. So, and that I've carried that, and a lot of actors, they start out in indie and then will potentially possibly go into studio. And I think one thing that was the hardest on me is that I started out studio. And then because, studio is more corporate, and everything is just so defined and so structured. And then you've got independent. The first independent job I had, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
This is not the way this is supposed to be. So I really had to learn what was really going on. And it was hard separating me from the 80s and early 90s into into the past few decades, because it's just, it's a different world out there now.
Yeah, everything has changed. Even the way that they shoot films now, visually, cinematographers used to take all this time to set up these elaborate scenes. And now they actually teach, from what I understand, in UCLA, the shaky cam look of mimicking, Instagrams and stuff like that.
It's I certainly didn't have a crystal ball to look in, and it's kind of, it's just, I don't even have the correct word for the way. It's just really hard having been back then and today. It's, I reached out to one of the most well-known directors in the industry. I reached out to him a few months ago. He's a friend of mine. And I said, what the hell is going on here? And he said, don't let it affect you. I'm like, but sometimes it does. I'm used to, when I'm working on a movie, when you go to set, I believe in them miking you. I just believe in things being done like as good as they can in the right way, and it's just, you really have to learn, and it's hard. You got to suck it up, and you just kind of got to go with it, and then just go like this and pray to God that it turns out to be, as best as what it can be.
Right. So, the thing is that when we were talking earlier on the phone in the last few days, we talked about having a real life, having the Hollywood dream, which you did, all through like the 90s, but then you started a family. Was for you, was the blessing being able to have the best of both worlds?
It's really funny. So my mom and I moved back to Arkansas, and one day, my ex-husband, my son's dad, we had, divorced. And one day I was on Facebook, and in the meantime, my mom was terminally ill and dying, which was a horrible, horrible time for me. And that's still grief that I'm still trying to heal from today, even though she passed in 2013. But one day I was scrolling on Facebook, and it was the weirdest thing. I had this little page of just like 200 or 300 people, all my friends in Arkansas. And I come across, as I'm scrolling, Halloween movies, and it's the Halloween movies page, the official one, that's carrying like over 1 million people or something now. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna reach out and just see if by chance they remember me. I'm like, this is a fluke thing. They're not gonna remember me. So I reach out and
Little did you know.
I'm like, hey, this is Tamara Glynn. I played Samantha in Halloween 5. Do you remember me? And they're like, I get this message back, and he's like, wait a minute, you're who? You're Tamara? And I'm like, yeah, you know? And he's like, you have got to be kidding me. I'm like, I'm not kidding. He goes, is it really you? I said, I swear to God on my life, it's me. Like, let's stop debating this, you know? And he goes, where have you been? And so that person was Justin Beam, who's such a dear soul to me. Justin has done so much for horror and the horror community. So he was running the page for Trinkus International, our mother company. And so he said, do you mind if I tell the fans that I found you? And I'm like, they're not going to remember me. Sure, you know, go ahead. And it was so surreal because he made this huge post on that big page.
Yeah.
I start getting, and I mean, all of these friend requests.
Yeah.
And I start just bawling because my mom was terminally ill. She didn't have that much longer to be on this planet. And I'm an only child, and I only had my son. And I'm like, what timing?
Yeah.
What timing?
Yes.
You know, and I do very faithfully believe in God, because I mean, there's been times in my life like that. I mean, the timeline of events. Thank you, Lord. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
And so yeah, all these people start coming on, and before you know it, filmmakers are coming to Arkansas to meet with me on projects, and I'm just like, this is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, who knew? Like, I've only been raising my son, and you know, I've just been I mean, seriously. So, you know, I feel honestly that God knew, because my mom and I were super close, and I really know that God knew that I was going to need that support system.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And the timing of all of that was just so surreal.
And your mom has to be so proud of everything you've done in your career and in your personal life. You've balanced the two so well.
Well, I know right now she has to be shining down along with, you know, my grandparents, because I'm going to be a grandmother mid-October. So that was something else that was just one of those godly things. When I found out my daughter-in-law was expecting, I'm like, when is the due date?
Mm-hmm.
And she said October the 14th. And I'm like, October?
Yeah.
Wow. Of all months.
Yeah.
There could have been 11 other months, but for my granddaughter to be born in October, I mean, that's
well,
just...
if she procrastinates, you might even have a really good date.
Well, she could be early, she could be late. So, you know, we'll see. But it's just...
Yes.
But, you know, it's little things like that, these little life events that I just find
Right.
so fascinating and so surreal. And I just go, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
sometimes we need those affirmations, though. You know, those are very healthy affirmations when we need them the most.
Absolutely. And yeah, and the fans, when I lost my mom, the fans were so precious to me.
Mm-hmm.
They were so kind and so loving, and I really owe them so much.
Well, you will always have those fans, and that's the thing, is that for you, that was a movie you made so long ago,
Right.
but it's been in our living rooms every year since. It's been on our DVDs and our VHSs, so we're very it's almost like that. We talked about it on the phone. It's almost like a familial thing
Right.
that you have grown up with this person. You know, they've been in your life all that time. So it doesn't surprise me that you were so loved and so welcome back to the community.
You know, it's really, I don't want to cry. It's because sometimes when you're out there, you wonder, am I doing the right thing? Like, you know, I mean, who doesn't ever just sometimes, am I doing, you know, just that kind of emotion. But, you know, I was doing a convention over in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and
We lost her again.
far back. I am so sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
no worries.
I'm here. Sorry, everybody. I'm back.
We can fix it and edit in post.
That was a technical difficulty. I'm so sorry. So anyways, there was this beautiful woman that walked up to my table, middle-aged, and she started crying. And I'm like, ma'am, are you okay? And I'll be fine. And she was just, and so I get up from my seat and I go around and I give her a hug. And I said, are you sure you're okay? Like, what's going on here? And she said, I cannot believe I'm meeting you. But she said, I want to tell you this. She said, my life has been so tough, painfully tough, and so difficult. And she started sharing, you know, the darkness in her life, a lot of trauma. And she looked down at my pictures and she's like pointing. She said, you know, Tamara, the Halloween movies are the only thing that has been consistent and there for me in all my years, in my entire life. And I'm like, whoa. So, you know, when you're affecting people positively,
There's no better calling.
That blew me away. It did. Because I think sometimes we, like, I know I forget because I'm in mom mode, I'm in grandma mode.
Right.
I forget, and I'm in my dog's mother mode. I'm in Archie's mode. You know, it's like, and I know personally that how important we all are to the fans, but sometimes, you know, sometimes I have to remind myself, even like, this is like a big deal to people, and what an honor to have that kind of legacy. And I mean, it still leaves me speechless, even after all these years. I mean, like, just what, and all the beautiful people you get to meet. And I made so many friends along the way. And, you know, the cons, I am super, super, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into them. And, you know, and it's very tiring. And, but, you know, once you're there at your table and those fans start coming up to you and you get to exchange dialogue, and, you know, they make it all worth it. And to me, it's always, always, always been about the fans.
Absolutely. When we come back from our second break, we're up on a hard break now, unfortunately. When we come back, I'd like to talk to you about some of your fans and the impending arrival of Phantasm Orlando. This convention is going to be really
So excited.
Always like that family feel in there. So
they are the best. I mean, they are amazing, and I cannot wait to get there.
Well, we're going to talk about that in just a minute after these messages.
Fantasm Orlando returns to the DoubleTree by Hilton at Universal Studios on Kirkland Road in Orlando with a very special Night of the Demons reunion featuring legendary scream queen Linnea Quigley and Allison Barron with special effects master Nick Benson. Also featuring Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp and Fit to Crowley and Rob Mello from Happy Death Day series. Submit your entries now for the Shockwheel Cinema Film Festival exclusively at Fantasm. And Monster Manor is back once again to cover your horror favorites at the event. That's Fantasm Orlando, September 15th through 17th. Visit phantasmofficial.com for more details, VIP ticket packages, and more. We'll scream you there.
Thank you for bearing with us through our commercials. We're here again with Tamara Glynn. The last segment we talked about the impact that a lot of the fans have. So now we're going to be continuing that conversation and so much more with Tamara Glynn.
The fans are just, I've got fans that I even make banana bread for and cookies for. And, there's some fans that I mentor to some degree. Not that I'm some kind of therapy. And they ask me for advice. Well, I'm, through the School of Hard Knocks, I can share and lend some encouraging words at times, which I do if they reach out to me. But, they're just, and I tell you what's funny. The fans keep getting younger and younger and younger. Mm-hmm. There will be 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds walk up to my table, and
mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Oh, me and my friends, we play Wendy and we play Tina and Samantha for Halloween and blah." And I'm like, "What?" And I look at the parents, and I'm like, and then there's a lot of young kids out there that have seen Terrifier, and I'm like, that's personal, and that is a family decision, and to each his own, however it works. I know for me, my son back in the day, my son did not see Halloween 5 until he was 18. I'm like, oh heck no. No.
Yeah.
No,
I think a lot of those I've even only seen, like, back in the day, you had to watch them on like ABC Movie of the Night on Halloween and stuff. So it was all edited. But nowadays they have everything unedited and it's original glory. So kids have a lot more chance to see stuff like that.
Right. But I hear so many stories from fans with Halloween saying, "Oh my God, my mom and dad wouldn't let me watch it, but I went to my cousin's house and boy, we had so much fun." Or I went to a friend's house, and I'm just like, they're like, "Oh, you were my first crush." And I'm like, "Okay, TMI, that's enough."
No, that's a little awkward, huh?
So it's really, it's just really unique. And the beauty is that, especially with Halloween, it is multi-generational.
Yes.
And that's forever. That's not ever going to go away.
No. And, thanks to streaming, it never will. I do hope that you guys still get a little bit of money back, which is what this whole fight is without getting into too much detail. But with all the streaming, you deserve your due as well.
I've got some residual checks right here. Here's one for $5.71, 27 cents. I have a whole stack of resids right here. Hang on a minute. 16 cents. $4.20. Oh, $6.42. That's a good one. 18 cents.
She's buying the first round.
Yes.
I mean, let's all just, let's go on a cruise. Let's go on a vacay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All of these
all that money.
Buying a picture of Coors Light.
Yes.
All of these years in this damn business, and this why did they even, the postage costs more than the damn checks. I mean,
Yes.
really? Yeah.
I mean, God forbid you have to put them into a bank where you get feed if you go over a certain number
Oh,
of
yeah.
deposits.
I mean, the whole situation with the strike, I'll tell you guys this the other day. I'm not going to say who it was. Someone randomly hits me up on Facebook and he's like, "Hey, Tamara, I'm so-and-so and I'm starting my company. And can I use a couple of your pictures to edit?" And I'm like, "Oh." And he goes, "Are you interested? I'm really trying to get my name out and you can help me." And I said, "No, I'm not interested." And then I come back and I'm like, "Question, are you using AI?" And he's like, "Absolutely." And I'm like, "Oh, hell no. No, 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 no." And I know people think that this is really fun to play with, but it's very dangerous. And I am not a supporter of AI. It's costing my friends money. It's costing me money. It is costing, there's more harm there than good. And I'm not going to change. And, I hope and pray that, my heart absolutely is so sad about this strike. But at some point you have to stand your ground and have those damn boundaries.
Yeah.
And they need to buck up and they need to start paying people. That would decrease the cost of living alone in the state of California, New York, Chicago, Miami, all of the big metropolitan areas, because it's all a bunch of shit, And I mean, my heart breaks because I see Indiegogo campaigns go up for people are like, "All right, we've got eviction notices."
Yes.
And
it's happening to some of my friends in the makeup business as well, because a lot of people don't realize that kind of funnels down into every
they
facet.
don't understand it's not just about the actors. I mean, you're talking about 50 to 80 members on the crew. I mean, you're talking craft. I mean, you're talking like, look at IATSE alone. I mean, this is like so widespread. So, I hope it ends soon. I live in a great city in Arkansas. Just please don't move here. But you've got Georgia, you've got Texas, you've got Oklahoma. Y'all can move around me, but just don't move here.
I think, they have to feel what they've done to every facet, every worker in the industry, because the producers make the top amount of money. The distributors make a lot of money. They get paid every time a movie is shown on streaming. Actors, not so much.
Well, I think the point is that is streaming a solid, viable option for this business? Once it gets this broad, I mean, no one has ever had to deal with anything like this, the way the industry has shifted over the last decade.
Right.
I mean, is it normal for a filmmaker? Filmmakers will call me up and hit me up on social media. "Hey, Tamara, I got a movie for you. You're going to star in it." And I've got my distributions locked in with Amazon. I'm like, "Send me the contract." "Oh, we don't have a contract." I said, "So what you're telling me, therefore, is that you're going to self-upload, and what do you make? Like 4 cents, 12 cents every 500, 800 viewing hours? Nope." And I think once it gets so widespread, that's what's causing these problems. You've got, and there's new streaming platforms every day at the bottom of my smart TVs. I'm like, where in the hell are all these coming from?
Yeah, and they're getting money.
It used to be so controlled, and there was structure, and everything was kosher. I mean, everything was fantastic. But once you get this many people, and yes, I support art, but there's a lot of hobbyists out there, And then you've got the people that are doing this, that do this to put a roof over their heads.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think Facebook has been, Facebook is not a viable deliverable platform. You're never going to sell me on that one. And there's just so much, the business behind filmmaking. I wish some of these people out there would just slow down and research and truly understand what all of this encompasses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and with the platforms, I don't know. Are they too widespread? I don't know.
Well, I think we're going to have a similar situation we did with the music industry and Spotify and all of those, where it is going to come out and eventually it has to be recognized.
Something has to give. And, you know, it's just really sad. I mean, my heart breaks. It really does, because people, these very talented actors and actresses and writers and everybody in the scheme of things, I mean, it takes so much to make it in that level in this industry. And you sacrifice, my God, you sacrifice a lot.
Yes.
And then, and then you're in this shitstorm, this train wreck with the union, and you've got, studio heads and owners of studios going, oh, yeah, I mean, they're making like, what, $2 million a day or something? Yeah. And these poor people in LA are out in the rain, hurricane, the heat. I mean, it's not fair.
No. Eventually, it's got to change, though.
It is. I think it's all going to. I was talking to a friend earlier today, and they asked me my opinion. And I said, I think it's all literally going to have to crash. We need a revival of sorts. And I think it's going to have to crash before it can rise and come back up and have the respect and the integrity for the talent that it lacks these days.
Well, from your lips to God ears, but yeah, it's going to be a long haul. But
yeah, it is. And I was talking to another friend of mine the other night, and he has a lot of friends out on the picket line, and he said, Tam, he's like, I don't think Hollywood, like real Hollywood, is going to be around very much longer. And I said, well, I asked him, I said, how long are you talking? He goes, 15, 20 years. I don't think. He said, there's a lot of speculation out on the future of Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, as someone said before, it's like, the hurricanes, the earthquakes and everything, and then the taxes, all of that stuff is kind of flushing the toilet in California, and everyone is going to other states.
Well, and that's another thing. Back in the day, when I was in this, they didn't have production in Atlanta. They didn't have production in New Orleans or Texas or Oklahoma or Illinois. I mean, you had to move to LA if you wanted to pursue acting. It was LA and New York.
Yeah.
But then these other states with all of the amazing, tax incentives, I mean, and yeah, a lot of the majority of their corporate offices are still out in California, but I mean, I know some of the top casting directors that moved out of LA and they went to Georgia. And I've got a ton of friends who are union that have moved to Georgia, even from here in Arkansas. So, and I think I don't know, is it time to like totally pull the industry out of California? Maybe, I don't know. Take it all to Georgia. It's closer to me anyway. I mean, and the cost of living, the sad thing about it is once you start getting all of that industry in, then there goes the price of rent because everybody's coming in. So, and with the way the freaking economy is right now with all this inflation bullshit, so right now I just feel like it's a double-edged sword. Just stand your ground, just try and be hopeful. And, we're all in this together. It affects everybody and we're going to make it. it's just a process, and it's going to take some time to get all this shit straightened out.
Yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate your insight on that.
I'm sorry I'm being so honest. I'm calling it what it is. It just needs to, people have to survive.
Yeah, and they have to hear that perspective from some of the people that this affects, like the actors. So I know everyone appreciates your take on it. And luckily, I mean, I told you this was going to be an extremely fast hour, and now we're already way past what I said you'd be here for. So thank you for the extra time, Tamara.
Thank you.
So there were a couple of things that I wanted to just throw your way and see what you thought about them. But there was a film that you were in that I happened to catch. It was that one, Daddy and Them.
Yes.
Totally different than a lot of your other
Yes.
work, but it was with that all-star studded cast. What was that like from a memory standpoint?
Well, it's really funny because my mom and Billy's mom, Billy Thornton, they were best friends. So he's another Arkansan. Billy was like my brother, and it was cool as can be, because let me see, on that movie it was Billy, it was Laura Dern, it was Jamie Lee Curtis, it was Ben Affleck, Kelly Preston. Oh, God rest her soul. It was packed. And then there was me. Yeah. And Billy was, like family. I mean, I had known Billy since I was like, Billy lived in the next small town from my town in South Arkansas. So, yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Well, you must have learned a lot just from osmosis of all that talent around you.
Yeah, it's been a ride. I mean, it's I've been blessed. It's been painful at times. With the good comes the bad, with the bad comes the good. And that's just life. And I've really grown as a person. And like leaps and bounds, even further than I ever thought I could personally go with my with my relationship with God, with what my grounding looks like, where, what my next season of life looks like. And, I'm doing everything I can to make sure I am going to be the best for my son, for my daughter-in-law, and for the beginning of their beautiful new family.
Well, we all wish you the best there, and like you know already, you can call us anytime if you need anything. We're here for you. We're going to start.
I want to shoot. Wait! I have to tell you this really quick. How long do I have? Do I have at least like 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I was down at Tampa Bay Screams. So these really cool people they were like really cool. There was three. And I'm so sorry if I'm leaving somebody out, but I think it was Kyle, Michelle, and Tony. These people come to my table and they're like, hey, we're Fantasm. And I had already, I was already like, the deal had already been worked out, whatever. We knew I was going to be a guest there. And so I had the most amazing time hanging out with them. Michelle is like my adopted sister forever, and I'm not ever letting her go.
Yes.
She's a rock. She's just so sweet, and she's my friend. We're in the sisterhood. And Kyle and Tony, and I cannot wait to get there. And also, I'm going to tell you something else that's really freaking cool. So my best friend, who is she's a caricature artist and she's an illustrator, and she is the apprentice to Guy Gilchrist, Guy Gilchrist, Jim Henson's illustrator from the Muppets and all of that. So Danielle will be with me, and she's going to be at my table, and she's going to be doing caricatures. So if you want to come by my table and get Danielle to do, we just did this at Oklahoma Comic-Con like a few weeks back in Oklahoma. Oh my God, it was so fun. It was such a nice offering for fans, getting like a caricature with me and the fan. So Danielle's going to be there. We're going to have some cool stuff at my table. I know the weather's going to be great down there. No hurricanes. We're just going to have the best time. I cannot wait to get there. I cannot. I wish I was packing right now because I'm ready to get there and give so much love and so many hugs to like everybody. Yeah. I'm excited.
Well, we can't wait to see you, and it is just a few short weeks away, so
thank God.
We'll be doing the countdown.
But I'm forever grateful for y'all. This is my first. This is my first Orlando appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was at Tampa Bay Screams, but that's like nowhere really near y'all. So yeah, this is my first Orlando appearance. So come out. Come see all the amazing vendors that are going to be there. You know, Melissa's going to be there, Rob Mello. We're all going to be there. It's just going to be so much fun. And wow, it'll be here before you know it. Get your tickets. I'm sure tickets are available now.
Fantasmofficial.com.
Get your tickets now. And oh my God, I'm so excited. And I look forward to seeing all of you, sweethearts, so soon. I will see you in a few weeks.
All right. We'll see you soon, girl.
All right. Thank you all. It was an honor.
So, yeah, you see how our shows are on Monster Manor is we start out, the monsters are always the core, but we kind of spread out and we find out what that person is really about. And my whole family really loves Tamara. We've had a lot of conversations lately, and I think that's a bond that we're going to keep for a while. So, we thank you for joining us on Monster Manor. We have so much more coming your way on the road to Fantasm. But first, we have a little speed bump. And I got to give props to this guy. If you haven't seen the beautiful present that he presented to me, go back and watch the last show that we did with Amelia Kincaid, and you'll get to see some of that cool stuff that he did. But now, without further ado, I give you Boris. Hello, Boris.
Could you talk any friggin' slower the last 5 seconds? And now we're going to have this speed, but what, you friggin' on the Quaaludes or something? And then you make, first of all, you tell Boris, get your butt over here filming on Monday. Boris show up, and then you run over again. So Boris get his pittance again, but there, you know, that's fine. At least tell him you were running late, so Boris go get damn Dunkin' Donuts. Why?
You will always get your time.
Look at this. He have the,
and there's coffee in the kitchen.
But Boris can't get past the damn control booth. He get the producer lady, she smack him.
And we got the little donut holes. So you don't have to go to Dunkin', and you still get your 15 minutes. But you anyway, do have one bit of housekeeping to do before you can do it.
Boris already took out the trash. You saw the note on the door.
No.
What? Oh, okay, disclaimer again. Listen, can't you run the damn thing on the bottom with the crotch thing?
You still have to say it.
You know, again. Listen, whatever come out the fat face, come out the mouth. It's Boris's opinions, and Boris's whatever. Boris make it up. Boris take full charge of it. Don't blame Fenstomega, Miss Fenstomega, the hobo baby, Count Touch himself, anybody like that, the two dogs, you know, anybody in the house. Phantasm, you know what? Blame Phantasm because they hired Boris. But anyway, you know, hey, Phantasm, sorry, third year, you know what the hell you're getting, okay? And the check cleared, so poof, Boris don't care. Anyway, Boris blew the wad with the Fantasm on Saturday. Didn't know he had to come up on Monday.
By the way, is he in?
Boris saw it on eBay.
It's not on eBay.
It's signed by Fantasm. Apparently, the power bill is due, so we got to get rid of that. But Boris had pretty much blew the wad.
Tater made it to display somewhere.
I am not above serving you.
The Boris can't drink on air. You know you can't drink on the air.
Yes, you can.
No, then the gorgeous powder thing, the pain in the ass. Okay. So 3 things about Producer Lady. 1, Producer Lady's car don't run on gasoline, they run on fear. What? Okay, 2, Producer Lady doesn't need to use hand sanitizer. She just make a fist and the germs run. And 3, Producer Lady can eat the coconut whole.
I wish those first 2 things were true. And I
gas
don't
is like
think
$9
that I
now.
would want to eat a coconut whole because I have this weird thing. I can't handle having stuff in my teeth.
No, you don't. You just unhinge the jaw like a python to go straight down and come out the same way. It's a bork, you know. Anyway, now he bring it out.
Yeah,
because he's advertising his crap now. We don't even got to do the bit because we got to do the. Okay, facilitate the top part 2.
You have time.
You have time. You can.
All right. So anyway, Boris got the 2023 Con exclusive Fantasm. That's right, 100% pretty much plastic from a country that Boris can't pronounce, but it's cheap. And don't get it on fire because it's going to melt in toxic fumes. What? Yeah. Okay. Pretty much Chernobyl going to be nothing compared to you light a Fantasm on fire. But look like Fantasm. And they got the Fantasm, and it's about Monster Man on the back. And look, there's a little child that we expose it to in child testing. We don't test on animals here in Monster Man. We use real kids. Because the hell with them. Anyway, he survived.
Disclaimer.
We already did disclaimer. So anyway, and then this is what the Fantasm look like. You got to get the ta-da.
He's so cute.
He's got the half that was once luscious and brown, but now it's all rotten and silver because of the children. You know, the baby, the stinky baby in touches once. And then you got the nice, cool goatee.
It was brown until that last one came along.
Yes, 85. But then the hipster beard. And then he like this, he like waving the producer lady. Get the person on back. We got something happened to her, and now I got to add this crap for the tingle of television. And then they got the coffee ground hands right there. We got to make a little coffee mug.
Yeah, we do.
Or the one with
tater mug.
Or, we Boris don't advocate violence, but this is the one, the hand where they tell the kids right before probably they show that I get in the bed and punch you.
He doesn't threaten them to get in the bed.
Right. You know what he called? He called this one the Fantasm Sue. He's a good Fantasm thing. Fact about Fantasm Sue. Was it the SUV? Because he named this hand law and this hand order. So gonna be laid down below with the kids. So anyway, Boris, we got that, go on that bit for a little bit. But Boris come up with an idea. Because we do a lot of producer lady stuff and nobody can see her. So she probably look like Shay Bigfoot with big muscle. But if you know, she's a nice lady. But in the vein of Harder Ladies,
we were becoming friends.
We are becoming friends.
So we're going to play a game, right?
Yes, we are. We're going to have a game of... Get this prop out of the way. This is what he leave on the side. Move around. This is what you don't see on the side.
That's Rupert.
It's Rupert. And Rupert got the 3D glasses on. And what's this? The joy of... We're going to put that away. But anyway, we're going to... Boris wanted to know, because producer lady pretty scary. What monster, if any, could producer lady kick the butt of if she in the horror movie? Like, is she the last girl standing? Or is she like the first one with the chainsaw up the hoo-ha? So you never know.
So is this how I'm going to kill him?
It's what monster, and then Boris is going to determine if you're going to beat him or if you're going to be, boobs up in the dirt.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
We don't, probably not, unless it's Jaws. But you're never going to go in the ocean. You're just going to,
It's like with push-ups. I don't push myself up. I push the earth down.
That's
so
right. Producer lady, so
boobs up in the dirt.
Yeah, and the bonus one, producer lady, so tough she gave Fest to make her still beating heart for Valentine's Day. So all right, we're going to pick. Boris can't pick because he got the mushy hands.
Okay, shall I pick for you?
Okay. Please do, Mr.
It's all honest.
Yeah, look, he's coming up. He can't deal with being off the damn camera for enough 15 minutes. He got this 45, 15 minutes. Can I pick for you? And then all of a sudden, fence the hands come over here. Because, the hell with Boris.
There you go.
Jigsaw. Oh, this ain't even the competition. First of all, Jigsaw going to put the thing on the face. The thing, and then the little doll come up, and the doll going to tell the producer lady that you got to do something. She's going to grab the doll, violate it in 14 separate ways, and then pretty much unhinge the jaw, pull the thing off, put it on the doll, kick it in the butt, and then the doll's head going to explode. Jigsaw, he going to look, the pig man come near, and the pig man going to be pulling pretty much a pork roast out of his butt, because Jigsaw got no chance. So it's producer lady.
Bacon?
Huh?
Jigsaw shaped bacon?
Your jigsaw puzzle pretty much. So producer, if there's a fight, like a Tyson fight, producer lady, 15 seconds first round, pretty much pull punch in and pull the organs out and show it to him before they collapse. And then violate them with the little dolly on the tricycle.
Want to go for another one?
Let's go for another. How much time does Boris have left?
Hey,
before we gotta do the promo.
It's our show. We'll just do what we do.
Yeah. All right, what we
can always do a 90-minute special.
That's right. So then when we go on Tingle, we don't have to put anybody on after us if they pull off the YouTubes.
Ooh, we got one good for you.
All right, who got it?
You're going to like this one. Not the Marvel. Not the Marvel thing.
The thing. First of all, the thing, this is not even a fight. Okay? In the thing, Boris, pretty much that dog going to see, the person or producer lady never going to be nowhere that is cold. Like
those are facts.
That's right. She's never going to go near the Arctic, so that's But if she
I
did,
like me some Kurt Russell, but I'm not going there for him.
Boris thought you're more like David Keith.
No, I'm a Kurt Russell.
Okay. Kurt Russell not doing Wolf
James
of Brimley.
If we're going old school,
not
Kurt Russell.
That's your language saying it.
Michael Keaton.
No, Wilford Brimley, he was on there.
No, I'm not
it's
about
Mr.
Wilford Brimley at all. He got the beat. He got too much beatus for me.
We got the beatus from all that oats. There's a lot of carbs. But anyway, the thing gonna see the dog gonna come up and smell, and the predators know their own. Like the apex predators know their own. It's like, all right, and it's gonna not be a fight. It's gonna be the thing gonna go professional courtesy. I'll see you later, and then they shake hands and hug legs. Pretty much the thing knows this on is going to respect producer lady. Like, listen, I'll call you an Uber to get out of the cold air.
Is that kind of like an Alien versus Predator where they're like
the Alien Predator thing? Even Alien Predator and the Alien Predator producer lady. First of all, face hugging not going to slap on because they know the minute they come out, you're going to like give the blinky eyes and be like, no, because she's Hispanic lady and it's pretty much the chocolate going to take out the egg. And then Alien and Predator know that they're not the apex when they come in like that. If producer lady on the Nostromo, pretty much that thing come out the air, dog. She slapped the crap out of it.
Over in like 20 minutes.
Grab it by the non-existent. Stop eating my crew and then throw it out the airlock. And then the Predator, listen, she got kids. Okay, it couldn't be invisible. It can do anything. She's gonna find it. Pretty much, she make Dutch look like a Girl Scout. She's gonna reach up the Predator if the Predator got the butthole and make a little puppet. The Predator puppet with the thing opened up and closed. It's like, but again, Predator know their own, and they're gonna respect. It's like, sorry, ma'am, I'm sorry, God, this is your planet. I'm gonna go somewhere else and play with the other people's. Why are you taking a picture? I'm snapping pictures.
Maybe he thinks you're pretty.
It's
saving it for later.
Cam. I need to do the doc cam.
Is it for the lonely fans?
No.
So what? Now we only got two.
Fansley.
Fine.
Fansley.
Gotta do everything himself. Well, Mr. Friggin' Annie Leibovitz over there take the pictures.
Can I have some coffee, Fensterberger?
Can't open it.
No.
Do you need help?
There are more ways than one. Who sealed these?
I would help you.
I did, but they're made from real. No, I don't think those are real Post-it notes. I think those are knockoff dollar store.
Are they like the Dollar Tree Post-it notes?
They're really sticky for Dollar Tree.
Oh, this not even all with Jack Torrance. Okay, first of all, Jack Torrance ain't even going to make one little eye bat because first of all, shit, producer lady not like Wendy. Although shit, but producer lady had to see her smoke, and she does get that ash about 9 foot with the Wendy when she played the Wordle on the phone. But pretty much Jack Torrance got a mouth off to her, like she come down and like, don't mess me while I'm working. She going to slap the taste out of his mouth and be like, bitch, you did not. And thank you very much for bringing me up to this stupid place with the maze. And I got to do all damn work, and it's cold, and I got the kid with the red drum. What the hell that thing about? So don't shut your mouth.
I wasn't concerned so much with the red rum, but the kid with the talking tooth in the back, Tony. He was like, my friend Tony.
Yeah, that's another thing. Tony would have been.
I wonder if Tony had big old earrings like our Tony.
Yes, Mr. Tony ran Fantasm
It was in Danny's mouth.
Yes, Danny Mouth. He ran the Fantasm. Coming soon, 1976 Phantasm Overlook. In the middle of the winter, so they only get 5 people and one vendor going, man, is it boring in here? But anyway.
I think if you Jack Torrance me and I came down and you were on the typewriter and I'm like,
oh no,
Jack, and you got all nasty with me, you would have those typewriter keys for teeth.
No, Jack Torrance, pretty much when Jack Torrance fart, you hear the thing go, ding. Yeah. He could reset the bar on the
line.
Thing. Yes, you punch him in the stomach and you hit the space bar going. Jack Torrance is pretty much like Bruce Lee, the beating up a 5-year-old. It's not even really like a competition. He's going to be like, dumb man with the working. And then she's going to slap taste out of his mouth. And then you're going to go bitch to the bartender that was Mr. Tyrell. And then she tell the other ones with the 2 kids, come with us, Danny. She's like, listen, you 2 bastards better be cleaning and doing something. You don't get no free ride here.
Truth.
You want to do another?
We do another. We got time.
Here you go.
We got all the time in the world for you, sir.
The creature, really?
I didn't write
from the Black Lagoon. Okay, creature from the Black Lagoon. Pretty much, she's going to get a fishing pole. And then when she pulled the thing out, she throw salt on it and watch it die like a slug. And then she may make like fish for the or something. That creature, but
I don't know. If it left all that water on my floor, he'd be cleaning it up first.
Oh no, you pretty much it's not a fight because you got to drive Silver Springs, which make you pissed off because you got to drive out the house in the hot weather. And
yeah, but it's only a couple of miles.
So you can stop at the Walmart across the way from the Silver Springs. Okay, so this is the scenario.
That's where I can get weapons.
This is a scenario like Festa Meg and the wife go pick up creamer for the coffee and make some of that hazelnut crap and some Festa make a rattle can crap for a project, and then they go, let's go Silver Springs, and they go Silver Springs, and they go and they glaze bottom bone. Here come the creature. She's like, oh no, that Tommaso may be a wuss and you beat his butt, but pretty much I'm gonna beat the gills off of you, and pretty much you grab the gills and pull them out, and then you got fish sticks. And fish then sticks. Poor what's the name? That lady.
The mermaid.
Julie Adams.
Julie Adams.
Kay Lawrence.
Okay, Mr. Friggin' Know-It-All.
Miss Lawrence.
Anyway, Julie Adams pretty much look at that, go, damn, that was brutal, and she's like, shut up, you got it too. And pretty much the reader is now, they're going to 5-hour tour with Gilligan because they're scared of her. She's going to let she's spiteful enough to let Tomas get, wrecked.
I would save Tomas. I wouldn't let the creature get him.
Come on, let's put nobody like Tomas. Pretty much.
Yes, but you know what? Down in the Amazon, that's like Brazil and stuff. That he had a Hispanic mama, he had a Brazilian mama, and I bet she took her chunk off and she'd have tore that creature up if he came near her baby.
Pretty much, that you didn't need John Agar on the second film. Pretty much beat up the thing. He damaged from the chocolate to the head. Because you mess with the Brazilian lady, and then they're gonna need the windmill. They're gonna beat the chocolate. They put the eye on it. And get this Santeria crap.
Yeah.
One more?
So let's do one more, and then Boris got to do promo, right? Either him doing like this. What do we got? One more. Well, who would the police lady beat in the fight? Last one.
No, I think we're gonna have to go 90 minutes. We talked about this.
All right, let's do 90 minutes. Boris got this.
Somebody in a fight. I think that's what this has turned into.
Yes.
Boris got this.
Hey, it's a Monday.
This ain't even a friggin' competition. You can just hobo base. Samara. They got Samantha living in the room right there. Pretty much, they should.
If I catch Lila on the television,
pretty
she's
much.
A dead kid.
First of all, Samantha coming at the TV, be like, "Don't touch the damn TV. It's 650 inches, and this is the LCD TV, and don't mess with this because we got to watch Magic Game on buzzer lid. So get your ass off the TV, go do the laundry or feed the dog or something like that, and stop dripping on the floor."
Everybody knows what happened to Touchy McFeely when he touched the last TV.
And second of all, pretty much, even if it was a real Samara, producer lady going to wait and then change the channel, either turn the TV off so Samara stuck halfway out, or change it to Caillou, and then let her fight that bald Canadian bastard kid, and let them like to the
Watch
death.
them duke it out.
Yes.
That kid might be the devil.
You know, Caillou would definitely take out Samara. You know, boy, Caillou don't play around. Either that, the producer lady play, oh, you want to come out the TV? Screw you. We're going to keep changing channels. So she got to fight the Golden Girls. Then she got to fight the Match Game people. So Charles Nelson around like, oh, and then smack her in the head. Then she go for like, you know, Supernatural. So then she up against the Winchesters and that. And then she going to put on like, you know, Bob Ross. And Bob Ross going to paint the nice little happy ass kicking.
He'll paint her a well to go back into.
Like,
and then she'll run into it.
He's like, happy well. Bye. Woo.
She's had her behind kicked too many times.
Yes. So pretty much producer lady is apex predator in the horror movies. You know, this is one of those things where you see Cabin in the Woods where like you know, they give drugs to make people stupid. Spoiler if you haven't seen, well, spoiler, the movie, like how many years old, so tough. But they make, oh, let's stay together, and then they pump the stupid drugs in there. So they, oh, let's split apart. That's pretty much how they're going to get producer lady. They're going to put her in a little control cabin thing where Sigourney Weaver going to make a sacrifice, pretty much fence maker, so these huge gods are going to not break the world. She's like, well, I like the husband, but do you want the kids? You know, I could give the boy. He's kind of getting old and not listening.
No, I like that one. There's only one of him. We got a whole bunch of girls we could give up.
No, you got the one left. That's it.
Well, left at home. I mean,
well,
just
the other one moved out. I thought that was,
house,
but she moved out. That's it. You know, pretty much when you change the locks, that was it.
Listen, if I could get away with giving them the ones that already left the house, nobody has to know.
Speak about that. That noise was pretty much Count's touch-a-lots. He come out the room like, but that's why you should give that one away, because he can sneak out.
Yeah, but he cuts the grass.
So it's fascinating.
Yeah, but he doesn't get as funky when he cuts the grass because he's not fully through puberty. This one over here, he smells like, you know,
he's manly
man.
Smell.
Yeah.
He smell like the manly man. Smell like sweat, hard work, and that lonely man Jack or whatever he wear.
Every man Jack.
The lonely man Jack and the Beanstalk, whatever. Borders still use Babbo for his soap. You know, they got the big Persil. Babbo, Persil, whatever the $1.03 for 50 cents.
Persil.
You got the Persil, so he's nice and you don't have static cling. He's Dawn.
Palmolive and Arm & Hammer.
You know that Prel does wonders for body wash too.
Yes. No, they changed the formulation. Was it Prel or what was it?
Is it Prel, Pert, Head and Shoulders?
Pert. They changed the formulation on Pert, and now it's slimy.
That's more 100% more Pert than that. It's okay, but you know, Boris don't use Pert. That's high polite crap right there. That's fancy crap. Boris want shampoo. This SHAMPO. You know, they don't spell it right. You know, they got to be from Bulgaria in the 80s, where they pretty much got lye, some coal, and a bit of, instead of the little microplastic, got pumice stone in it. You know, either that or Boris, you know, just walk through the car wash and pay for the extra thing to get the undercarriage done.
But don't get the hot wax.
No, that burnt. Ouch. You only do that once. And then, but
never again,
because you walk through with the beta suit and the bits and pieces get burned. That's for sure. And it's hard to scrape the clear coat off of the block of tackle. That's for sure. What?
He's not wrong.
He's not but you know, it just happens.
You know, that's like the third time we talked about burning the bait and tackle today, because we watched that TikTok video where the guy was talking about don't sleep with them vapes in your pocket.
Oh yeah,
they explode and send you ghibli bits to Arkansas.
Yeah,
they blow them that far away.
Arkansas, that'd be nice. You know, all of a sudden the nice lady come off the Monster Manor. That's a nice guest come over Monster Man, live in Arkansas, go outside to take a breath. Here's some ghibli bits raining at the sky.
That means somebody fell asleep with one of them big old vapes in the
pocket. Like, oh, there's the vapes coming
like the regular little E ones. Like they're talking about the big ones that you like suck and make that big fat cloud of smoke.
Oh, the douchebag ones.
Yeah, apparently people are going to sleep with them in their pockets, or like these hillbilly women in the South, they're putting them in the bra and then blowing off their hooters.
That's a nice clap for the thing. The bigger one, he's a and then boom.
Should we run the disclaimer preemptively?
Just listen,
in case.
You Borders got the disclaimer first
from the
90 Day Fiance.
Miss Bra.
You know that 90 Day Fiance woman, you know, when they hide the money in the bra, she pretty much take it under there. drips with the
Listen,
water.
when we had the comic book store, I had a sign that says, "We do not accept boob or sock money because this is Florida."
It's Florida.
Yes.
That boob
Ew.
money nasty because you got the little woman trying to pick. That's just keep going back and forth. Keep going back and forth. That's all right. No, but not doing the show here, nothing, Mr. Hogwarts. And by the way, Hogwarts is English. You'd be in Ilvermorny. Okay? Like you'd be Beglove or Fox Nuts or something in America.
He's at least reading a book. I think he just walked by with Around the World in 80
It's
Days.
not, but it's a naughty book. It's called What the Boobs
Not a
Feel Like.
naughty book.
You found that on the internet. It's called How to Touch a Girl. What?
It is Around the World in 80 Days.
That's Around the World 80 Days.
That's what he's reading.
That Boris saw a movie like that.
Wait a
once.
minute, is that just the jacket? I gotta double
Yes,
check.
it's Around the World
No,
80
it
Days.
really is. It really is.
Around the World 80 Days. When a man,
Kudos to him.
man porks his way around every country in the world.
No,
No.
my son ain't porking nothing.
We accept the pillow. Maybe. But
He
Boris
does
gonna
like
Moving
breakfast
on.
sauce.
moving on. Boris, that's going to get
So-
edited out and post anyway.
One more.
One more one.
In honor of Miss Tamara Glynn, she spent a lot of time talking about her memories of Halloween.
What? The
How would she fare against Michael Myers?
Oh, I thought
how
you
would-
said,
how-
how'd Bruce Willis forget Tamara Glynn?
No,
It's like,
no,
Boris not even, wait, hey, Boris not going
How
to
would
offend the death.
producer lady fare against Michael Myers?
All right, which one? The classic Michael Myers
Yeah, classic.
or the Tyler Mane Michael Myers?
Classic. Let's go with
Classic Michael
classic.
Myers. Well,
I
classic
don't know
Michael.
that I could take Tyler Mane. He's a giant.
Yeah.
But you know
Well,
what?
you know, Boris got the. You could probably take Tyler Mane. It could be a close fight.
Yeah,
then
but
Tyler
you know
Mane
what?
realized
As tall
halfway
as he is, I'm like junk high on him, so
That's
I can
right.
take him out right
You're
away.
pretty
he
much
didn't-
Tarzan on his
He
junk
didn't
right
have
there.
a lot of,
He's too nice, though. I don't know that he would.
No,
be
not
fun
we're
with
not
me.
talking. You're not beating the crap out of Tyler Mane. You're
Oh.
beating out the Tyler Mane dirty foot Michael Myers.
Oh,
And
okay.
that. Oh, and that's another thing. Who the hell let Michael Myers out drive damn car?
Yeah.
You know, he escapes from the prison thing, and then some bitch drive a station wagon back in the 70s to Haddonfield.
yes.
So first of all, Michael Myers knew how to drive a car. Second of all, Michael Myers had a map. Or
He knew exactly
somebody
how to
left
get
an
there.
atlas, and then that's hard as crap. If you
Well,
old
he
like
didn't
Boris,
have a
you didn't
GPS.
get no GPS, you get no then they MapQuest where you got to play like pirate.
No
Look,
Garmin.
No,
or
you got this
Google
damn
Maps.
book called a Road Atlas or a map that's folded out like 1,500 pages, and then you got to find. And Michael Myers driving with the like, well, he didn't have the mask yet, but Michael Myers pretty much driving with the big map and
Didn't even have one of those arrows that says you are
yeah,
here.
there's Jamie Lee Curtis. No, he had to find Haddonfield. Realize it's Haddonfield, then realize it's Halloween, and then drive there and then stop for gas because probably they didn't have a lot of the gas in that thing, and then make it there, and then hide out like he was creeping around the yards. Like, how do you do that? Like, who teaches her? Like, Donald Pleasance. Like, let's talk about your mother and father and why you kill everybody. And by the way, let's go for the road test. That's dumb crap right there. But
So you
pretty
think I
much,
could take him?
But if anyone was as
I mean,
smart
that
as
depends.
real
Are
life-
you're in a bad mood?
If I'm in Haddonfield, Illinois, probably.
Probably bad. Well, to say Michael
I
Myers.
don't know. They legalized reefer for recreation in Illinois, so
Oh,
I might
Lord.
not be in a bad mood.
Mellow producer lady, pretty much you probably offer him a couple edibles, and then
And then we'd just be chilling.
and then you hang out to watch the third movie, like hey, what's this with the druid crap? And he goes,
Carving pumpkins and eating candy corn.
yeah, pretty much. And then you both laugh at the scene where the kiddies' masks come off and the bugs eat them.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's good. I'm going to give the whole
And then
baby
I gotta
that one.
tell him the love of the Nightmare Before Christmas because I'll make the my bugs joke and he won't get it.
Yeah, pretty much is ma with the old with the oogie boogie. So I mean, I would probably be more friendship. Jason, you'd slap the taste out the face. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'd knock the tits right off.
and then you get canceled because he's kind of like he was
Special.
disabled.
Yeah.
And he grew up disabled. Disabled doesn't change when you grow up. You know that. So everybody that stabbed Jason in the face was committing hate crime. Okay.
I don't know. I rooted for the dog in The Hills Have Eyes.
First of all,
To
Boris
eat
Roos.
the inbreds. I was like, get that 10-pound waterhead. Get him.
No, Boris got the roof for the nice Michael Berryman in the Hills Have Eyes.
No, well, in the new age.
Oh, the
Jamie
new
one.
age,
In
yeah.
the old
The
one,
Brightney
we.
Oh, the
No,
not
no,
the
no,
Pui
no,
on
what's
that
his
one
name?
over there. The Hills Have Eyes.
What's
There's,
that guy? The
I
one
don't
from
remember that guy's name.
there's one Hills Have Eyes, and there's a Michael Betterman and the Living.
There's-
Well, that
Oh,
one's amazing, and I
yeah.
wouldn't root for the
Yes.
dog in that movie.
And
because
Michael Betterman never
Betterman's
killed anybody on
super
camera in
nice.
that movie either. Michael Betterman was implied to kill people,
Yeah.
but Betterman never mushed somebody's face or nothing.
Yeah.
you just see the dead body. Betterman like that when I got there.
Ted Levine, that's who was in the new one. Ted Levine played the dad in the new.
The dad,
Hills Have Eyes.
and then he became, roasty toasty.
But anyway, but they like Hills Have Eyes wrong turn pretty much. They're not matched for producer lady because Boris already drove with her.
They don't have
to the Georgia and North Carolina where the murder houses are.
The murder shacks and the death shanties.
There's a statistical possibility that when you drive in the country, there's somebody stuck in the basement of the house. Either that or somebody fornicating. So that's weird.
Anywhere between here and North Carolina.
And North Carolina, where the Wizard of Oz Haunted Park is. Where you up on the mountain where pretty much if you sneeze, you fall on. That's true. You go to Wizard of Oz and there's
like if a squirrel had run out in the road, we'd have been dead.
There's like this big and you're on a minivan and the van was like leaning, so Boris had to kind of lean the other side to hold it up. And then
there's semi trucks running down those roads.
Well, they're on, that's them.
They were giving me
pretty much, anything like in the monsters, like the mutant things from Wrong Turn, the New Hills Have Eyes, that's episode the X-Files where everybody in the inbreds and things, pretty much producer lady gonna mop the floor with them. Wow. Because she ain't got time for the crap. Yeah. Pretty much she wanted to smoke, she wanted to play on the phone, and she wanted to pretty much do what she wanted to do. And if you break that cycle, pretty much you're gonna, make your butthole into a necktie.
And on that note,
we're gonna be Fantasm the 12th to the 18th. 17th, 18th,
15th through the 17th.
What? 15th through the 17th.
PhantasmOfficial.com.
You want to do it, Mr. Smartass?
No, I just don't want him showing up a week before.
You know what? Then show up the week before and give the DoubleTree your business. Because it's right by Universal Studios. You go see the Minions.
Yes.
Or if you be big like Boris, you see how fat am I on the rides, or you can see you sit on the free ride and you see if you're too fat to go on like Harry Potter.
You do the how many rides?
Pretty much spoiler. Boris pretty much he get on the Harry Potter ride. They're like, listen, Hagrid, get the hell off. And that's funny too. The Hagrid ride. Boris went by the Hagrid ride, and Hagrid is the big old mofo, and they got the big fatties can't go on the big fatty ride on the Hagrid ride. If you're big fat, you can't get on the Hagrid ride, which is ironic because Hagrid is the big fatty. Mm-hmm. Like they don't make it for Hagrid-sized people. Yeah. Meanwhile, Disney pretty much, you metric ton and fit in the little bubble thing of the haunted mansion.
Oh yeah. If they're open.
If it's open. Yeah. Let's play a game called Is It Open?
Yeah.
Pretty much. You go. Let's see.
Pirates of the Caribbean. You can play that game with most of the rides at Disney.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Never bet if somebody says I'm going to shoot you in the face. If these rides are closed, you never pick Pirates of the Caribbean. You never pick Haunted Mansion, and you never pick Rise of the Resistance.
And Peter Pan has been breaking out down
and
more
Space
often.
Mountain.
Space Mountain will break down. Boris went on Space Mountain, maybe lately. Thank you, Chapek. But Peter Pan they're going to get rid of because they got Native Americans in a bad way, so they're going to turn it into Encanto or some crap.
Okay.
We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Encanto.
We don't talk about giving Disney free advertising.
First of all, the Boris Lin-Manuel Miranda does not belong in Disney. Yeah. Disclaimer. But many man made Hamilton. Boris did not like Hamilton. Disclaimer. You could like Hamilton. Boris for the Puy, except for the king. Boris like the king because the king is a-hole. So
he was a wacko.
The wackadoodle. But Boris, you want to see a nice historical fake thing? You will see 1776. Where the guy that played the voice of Kit is John Adams, and he tried to get everybody signed up to America. While Ben Franklin pretty much sleep the whole movie. And then they bring in one part of the movie, they bring Tom Jefferson's wife down for sexy time, so he write the Declaration of Independence.
Don't you?
And that's true. That's the scene. Boris actually watched it on July 4th.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. And pretty much Boris doesn't think that he's not American. But he highly doubts that the
I thought you were
going
to do the dual citizenship thingy, sir.
He's on the watch
I know you're on a work visa, but
in the watch list too.
And the watch.
Yeah,
you're on a couple of watch.
A couple things on Master Man. All of a sudden, I miss Vieretsky when they talk to you.
Okay, so we're gonna be a Phantasm.
We're gonna be Phantasm
17th.
And maybe we got the Shotgun Cinema on Saturday when Boris does the red carpet. Maybe Jake Estrada going to be there, all 9 foot of them again. We're talking about Bocas.
And Friday, you're putting on your movie.
And Friday, got the Boris Spooky Time Fun Movie Show. But we're only going to open it up to 10 people because that's pretty much how many people come every year. So the first 10 people get in, then we close the door.
I don't know if nobody shows up. If new people show up, maybe we go back and replay year 1 because that was a good clip. That was a good edit of that movie.
Well, then we we got Troll 2, but then we got
with the squeaky sounds.
Yeah, that was nice. But then
I think we'll revisit that in your new show as well.
I mean, we got to bring Tony Greco this show.
No, your new show.
No, we do the Troll movie. We got to bring Tony Greco because apparently we were forced to do anyway. Phantasm, go there. Come see Amelia Kincaid. Come see Tamara Glynn. Come see Fence Maker, Producer Lady.
Let's see who else is going to be there.
Rob Mello.
I gotta think. Yeah, Rob.
Hal Haven is going to be there. We got to play Doofy. From it's true, play Doofy from
Scary
Movie.
And then all the Night of the Demons people.
All the Night of the Demons people. And maybe Nino Palouse from Voyagers. We're still working on that one. Nino Palouse from Voyagers, the little kid with John Eric Hexum, but John Eric Hexum dead. That's another story. But Nino Palouse is gonna be there with the compass. And pretty much she's like, why am I here?
Oh, Michelle said we need a Boris PJ party. Isn't the PJ party after Boris's show, Michelle?
Right after, I think.
After. So
Michelle won the Boris
PJ party.
Listen, you kinky woman. Boris not going to undress for nobody because he only got paid scale. Okay? You want more Boris in the PJs, you're going to pay for it. You don't get sex Boris for nothing. And maybe Boris get the green room, get some, Lunchables or something.
Go for the Uncrustables, the purple ones. They're really good.
Listen, you buy a $9 Uncrustable, you deserve to be slapped in the mouth because pretty much all you got to do is make a peanut butter sandwich with the glass and go, there, I'm done.
Hey, I got them buy one, get one free. That's why we have them in our freezer.
That's because your kids don't know how to make a peanut butter sandwich
without messing up. I don't want them touching my peanut butter.
Yeah, because you get sticky hands, and then all of a sudden the dog is smelling peanut butter breath, and 2 kids are smiling for some reason. Okay, bad.
The problem is they put a spoon in there, and then they lick the spoon or the knife, and then they put it back in the peanut butter.
Listen, that's you're going to complain. That Boris going to say this, but that's the way you raise them, okay? Listen, if you the Boris,
that is true. The secret ingredient is saliva.
It's spit, and Boris know that. Then listen, you come over this house, you pretty much going to bring your own utensils and the paper plate. Nice people, they got good food, but pretty much, Lord Gropeswaddle over there, you do the dishes, and sometimes the dinner from 2 days ago still on them.
No. God.
Yeah, yes.
The boy's getting much better at washing the dishes.
Yes, he put them in the dishwasher.
And seeing how we're getting close to the end, I would like to give you the special honor of announcing the next few guests. Because they're good ones. Because
you're lazy.
No, I could do it, but
why don't you?
There's no fun in that.
There's no fun. Oh, yeah. You know what? That's like...
People want to hear from you every once in a while.
Thank you, Tom Sawyer. Well, Huckleberry Finn was it? Oh, this fence is nice to paint. I wouldn't put on you. This is a good fence. Can I paint the fence? Yes. You just got to give me a baseball glove. See, that's what you're doing.
No,
you're Tom Sawyer and Boris. Boris read the damn Mark Twain.
No, this is more like paint the fence. Paint the fence.
No, it's not. It's more like tell the people who are going to be on because we're very proud of it.
We're just going to pull up the pants because it's getting thick in here.
Wednesday.
Oh.
Shut up, Boris, you're blind. So on the 23rd at 9 o'clock Eastern, you got Hal Havens. A.K.A. the guy with the pig nose from the Night of the Demons. We're going to find out what he's doing around there. Festival Maker going to spend another 45, 50, 60 minutes figuring out stuff. And then, Boris going to come in for 5 minutes. And then on the 26th, this Saturday, be there, be square, Randy Falk.
Who is Randy Falk?
You tell Boris who Randy Falk is, Mr. Smartass.
Randy Falk is a personal hero
He's
to
the
all
dolly
monster
guy.
kids. If you look behind you, all those monsters there, all the Back to the Future and Terminator monsters, he made those. His company made those. He's the
that's the NECA guy.
Yes.
Yep, he's the dolly man.
That's the guy you repaint all the stuff when you get it.
He's the dolly man.
That's NECA.
Yes.
And by the way,
And we're excited about him. And you can even tell him who the next one is, because for Monster Kids, that's a big deal.
On the 30th.
On the
Next
30th.
30th is Bruce Campbell.
No. Better. At least for Monster Kids. Yeah, it's Donald Glut. Donald Glut.
Donald Wood. That's the dinosaur guy.
Dinosaurs, Marvel, all sorts of different things.
You know, like X-Men and stuff like that.
Spider-Man and his
Spider-Man
amazing
and
friends.
So
we
that's
can't talk
Donald
about
Glut.
two things, but
He's
you know,
a writer.
everything else he's done.
Well, we're going to find out what he can't talk about, because we're going to say finally when they like cut the feed, we'll go, oh, well, that's what they can't talk about.
Yes. But very good things coming up on Monster Manor.
Probably who would win in the fight between Kirby and Stanley?
All right, Boris, would
All
you
right.
like to tell everybody good night? And
No, you just got to cut them off as usual. That's all that be. Okay, so you want the preview of Saturday with Randy Falk? It's his first man. Hey, Randy, how you doing? I love all your figures. You ain't getting none for free. Oh, please, you do such great figures. I hear you repaint my stuff. No, not at all. I'm going home. Damn it.